The Joe Rogan Experience.
And so this strength and conditioning coach that you've been working with from the beginning, like, give us what's a regular routine for you? Like, what kind of shit does he have you do?
Dr. Peak. Okay, so we just we started getting back in there literally last week.
So you took a little time off. How's your hand? Your left hand?
That's the thing. I went and I know the doctor's gonna hate me for this. So I had a cast on. So then I go to Vegas and I talk to the doctors, the UFC doc and those guys in Vegas, and it's not broken. It's just an issue with the ligaments. You can see in this right hand, right here at the bottom of the thumb, you can clearly see the ligaments, all working there. But then here, there's that bump in between, so they don't come out as much, and that's causing me. I don't have the strength like, being able to pull. And this is a big part of my game, is if I get around you, I get a body lock. I don't care what you're doing. You're just not getting me off. Like
right.
I've spent years just working on that grip to where you just not. You're not letting me off until I let off.
Right.
And so now not being able to do that, but it's healing fast. And I was in Vegas, and the doctor's like, we can just cut the cast off and make you a hard removable one that I can take off on and off. So I can shower, because that was the thing. You're stuck in this cast for 4 weeks. You can't really shower with it. You got to shower with your arm up in the air.
Oh, and your hand stinks so bad when it gets out.
And then when it itches, and I got to stick stuff in there.
Yeah.
And psychologically, I started getting a little anxiety with it too, because it's like, I can't get this thing off my hand. I need to stay off. So sometimes I'm just laying there, I'm just like, I want it off my hand and I can't get it off.
So is it a ligament tear? Is that what it is?
It's not a tear. They thought it was a tear at the bottom, but strength is coming back.
So it's slowly, maybe a sprain or something?
Yeah, it was like a really bad strain, and that bump is still there for some reason. So we're working on it. I'm doing everything, ultrasound,
but no fracture,
light, and no fracture, which is good news. So I don't have to be out for too long.
Yeah, because you sent me the tape of like when you hurt it in training.
Yeah,
you can see it. Like, so it was one of those things where you hit with the thumb.
I hit it with the thumb because when you got those big gloves on, you can't really make a full fist,
right?
So especially when you have wraps, so your hand's kind of in there like this. So you throw a punch the wrong way, or somebody comes into you the wrong way, it's like boom, you heard it.
Yeah.
So I heard it at one. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do now? So now everything's going through my head. I got this guy that's been talking shit for years, and everybody in the world is telling me, you have to kill this guy. You can't lose to him. So now I'm going through all this in my mind. Oh, I can't be that guy. I can't lose to that guy. I can't lose to that guy. And then it's like, then I'm like, okay, no, it feels a little better. I'm gonna spar hard. So I start sparring, boom, right away, hurt it again. And I a couple of times I almost cry.
And you're getting it taped up hard too.
I'm getting it taped up and everything, but it's still hurting. But then it gets to a point where I'm just like, shit, got to block it out. Fight's a fight, I got to block it out. So I'm in the dressing room and train, everything's okay. I block it out. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm thinking about going to work. And then I get in there in the first round. I don't even remember. I just remember throwing it, boom, something's wrong. Oh. And then I'm just like, okay, play it off. And then props to Colby. Like, he comes on and he's, he's doing his job. He's fighting me. He's in there landing strikes. And I'm like, okay, but at some point I never thought I'm going to lose this fight, because I never think like that. It's like, oh, I'm not going to lose this fight. Even if something's not going my way, I'm going to adapt. I'm going to find a way to win.
Wasn't it like on the scorecards at the end of the fight were very close?
Yeah. I knew it was close.
Yeah.
I would, because for the first time ever, I asked my coaches, did I win that round? I've never in my career done that. I'm the type of guy, even when I was wrestling, I'm the type of wrestler who I like to run up the scoreboard. I don't like to leave any doubt that I won that round. I'm going to dominate that round. I'm going to make sure I won. So in my head, I know I won. I don't need to ask. For the first time in my career, I went back. I'm like, did I win that round? Did I win that round? But even by me asking that, I never thought, oh, I'm not going to finish this fight. I always knew I was going to finish the fight. But I just was like, did I win that? Did I win that? I don't know why, I don't know how or what was going on in my head, but for some reason I was asking. So I knew the fight was close.
It was a good fucking fight, man. It was a good fight. The thing about Colby is he tricks you into thinking he sucks, because he's got a goofy suit on and he talks crazy, and he wears the MAGA hat and all that stuff. But But then if you didn't see any of that, if you just watched him fight, you're like, that motherfucker puts a pace on people.
Yeah, a lot
what
of
he did to
people
Robbie Lawler, I was like, good Lord. Like, nobody does that to Robbie Lawler. Like, he put a fucking pace on him. He just stayed on him. Like, guys have wrestled him before, Robbie. You know, like, got a hold of him, dragged him down, tried to make it try to stall him out. That's not what Colby did. Colby just stuck on him like glue and just put that pace on him.
Yeah, I mean, he really showed, you know, like how good he is. And I mean, I give respect to respect due. I'm no hater. You know, I know this kid can fight. I know he was good. I knew he was tough, and I knew he was a competitor as well. He's always been a competitor. I knew guys that were on wrestling teams with this guy. You know, besides John Jones, I knew other guys, you know, that I'm good friends with that wrestled with him. So I've always known that he was a competitor, that he was going to come out and try to compete, you know. But like I said, I just mentally, I think I'm just on a different level than these guys, just because everything that I've been through, that I've done in my life, has shaped me into the man that I am. So mentally, I'm just on a different level than him.
Well, you have to have that attitude, right?
Yeah, and I felt it. I knew it, and I felt it. And now so more so than ever, because now you've got all the fans, but you know, on what he's got his fans. Everyone has fans that are gonna talk shit to you.
Well, there was the first time that you had a close fight in the UFC, which is kind of crazy. I mean, think about your career; it's pretty fucking nuts. I mean, you win the title over one of the best welterweights of all time, at Tyron Woodley, and you just dominate him, right? You think about all the other guys, Dos Anjos, all those guys you smashed, and you had a crazy run up to the title, and then a crazy title winning effort, and then this was the first time we saw you in like a very close fight.
Yeah, I mean, and attest to him too. Like, he's a tough guy.
He's tough as fuck.
At the end of the day, you know, to make fantastic fights, you got to have the right dance partner.
Yes.
And
Frazier needed Ali. Yes. They need each other.
And he was the right dance partner. And to be honest with you, you know, if I didn't take too much out of him, because each fight takes something from you, you know, internally. So if I didn't take too much from him, I think I might see him again, to be honest, because like it's clear that we are the two best guys in the division. And so, yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing him again.
I think you guys will see each other again. And some guys get really wrapped up in the fear of looking bad.
Yes.
The looking bad is just like hanging over their head. I'm about to get knocked out. Everyone's going to laugh. People are going to make fun of me. They're going to fuck with me.
That's very real. Can you imagine me losing to Colby Covington?
Ooh, that would have been the biggest one, right? There was so much shit
talking. Oh, my God. It was so bad. Man, I'm telling you, I'm in Abu Dhabi. People run up to me in the mall. Man, I can't wait for you to kill this guy. I'm in Brazil. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to kill this guy. I'm in Dominican Republic. They can't even speak English, but they're like, I can't wait for you to kill this guy, my friend. And bro, everywhere. So like, imagine me going out there and what I was feeling. I took advice from Rashad. I had to really make friends with that feeling and accept it.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, at the weigh-ins, when Susie painted the Nigerian flag on your face and you're staring him down and you just had this big smile on your face, you look so calm. And I was like, that guy is ready. But you were so composed at the weigh-in. I was like, there's no bullshit. There was no fuck you. There was no emotions. You just had a big smile on your face.
Yeah, I mean, it's at some point you get to where it's no longer the talking. Like, nah, I get it. You got to sell a fight here and there, you know, this and that. But I try to stay as true to myself as possible. Like, obviously, I understand people want to be entertained, and I'm going to do the best that I can now of selling a fight without going too far out of myself. But when that contract is signed and I know that I have to go in there and take care of business, there's no more of that. Like, I have to be myself. I have to be real. And this guy said a lot of things that were very, very personal. You know, a lot of things about my previous manager, you know, a lot of things about my team, my current manager, you know, and a lot of things about my family and my situation as well, as far as my father, all of that, to where it really hit home, to where it's the best way for me to teach you a lesson. It's not by going in there fighting angry. I have to go in there being calculated like my normal self and really teach you a lesson, because anything you say can and will be used against you inside that octagon.
What was he saying to you? He was talking to you. I couldn't hear because it was so loud in the arena when you were weighing in. What was he saying to you?
I think he was saying, "Oh, be ready. Hope you're ready tomorrow, Junior. Hope you're ready. Hope you're ready. I'm coming. Hope you're ready tomorrow. I'm coming."
He seemed so calm too. He had a big ass smile on his face.
He seemed calm,
like,
but you know, when I look at these guys, I'm looking for more than just that. Like, I'm reading his body, I'm reading everything, and he's looking at me the whole time. And he did the best, because I know he's a competitor. He did the best he could to hide his fear. You know, and I was afraid too. I'm afraid. Every one of these fights, you got to be afraid. But I make friends with it. I'm okay with being afraid. I'm not worried about it. I am okay with that. So I'm watching him, and there's a moment, if you see that weigh-in video, the stare down, when you're, you know, after we stare down, and I'm watching him the whole time. I'm just watching him, and he's doing this good job. He's trying to stay on me, and then he looks away. And I just read his body. I'm just like, okay, I know how worried he is.
Isn't it weird, like, you know that your opponent is worried? You know, everyone's worried, right? Everyone's nervous, but you gotta kind of see it.
Yeah.
Because you could fuck yourself in your mind that this guy's not even scared.
Yes.
I'm scared and he's not.
Yes.
You can mind fuck yourself, even though you know it's not even, like, everyone before a cage fight has to be nervous.
Absolutely. And yeah, it's weird, but because I'm looking at him and I'm studying him and I'm seeing the level of fear that he has. And you know, I'm trying to assess the level of fear, whether it's something I can deal with or it's something that I'm just gonna have to go in and have no choice. You know,
he looked pretty fucking confident.
He was very confident, but you know, I could see how superior I was in there to him. My level of fear and his level of fear, I can see where they were at, because and you got to be mindful of his level of fear as well, because a caged animal is a very dangerous animal, you know, and so I'm seeing him, and that's kind of how the way that went.
I watched that fight again the other day. I was playing it in the gym while I was working out. I was like, that is a crazy pace. Like, you fuckers came out guns blazing. I mean, it, in my opinion, is one of the very best welterweight title fights ever. I mean, it was epic. It was epic.
I'm watching.
The pace. Yeah, there it is.
I'm watching. Keep it on him. I'm watching. And boom, it looks away.
Well, he had to. I was talking to him.
Yeah.
You just got it in your head, man.
He looked down. I'm like, oh, there was just a little moment just to read his spirit. I felt his spirit at that moment, and I'm just like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Like, I'm going to hurt this kid. It's not the same. But he's going to come out, he's going to fight, but I'm going to hurt him. You know, at no point in that fight did I think I wasn't going to hurt him.
When you dropped him in the final round, when you stopped the fight, when you dropped him, you saw him go down, what was going through your head?
I was like, oh, I'm hitting now. I'm hitting, because you know, when you land a punch good, you don't really feel it. And so at that moment, I was kind of clipping him. I was connecting. Everything I clipped him with was he was feeling the power at that point. You know, I'd heard him a few times before, but everyone kept talking about his pace, and this and that. And I carry power all the way throughout. That's how I train. The power is going to be the same. The way I hit mitts with my coaches, Henry Hooft and all these, it's all the same. It's not all tap, 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 tap here, and then a little bit of power here, tap, 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 a little bit. Yes, I know how to do that. I know how to mix it up like boxers do. They know how to put a little bit into this, distract you with this, then touch you with that. I know how to do that too, but I carry the power all the way throughout. So by the fifth round, when I hit him with I hit him with the body, and I hit him a punch. I hit him with the right hand that stunned him, and he stumbled back. And at that point, I was just in the driver's seat. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling him. And then I hit him with a left hook. Boom. That hurt him. I could feel everyone, they hurt him, because I'm not barely feeling the punches here. And then when I put that cannon on his face, boom, and he went down, I'm just like, oh, stay relaxed. We got time. You know, the goal is to get him out of here. I'm not going to jump on him, because I've made that mistake before. I've dropped the guy and then I jumped on him going crazy trying to get him out of there. I mean, stay on him. Just stay relaxed, and I'm going to get him done. And at that point, I was just you get to a certain zone to where you see him coming, and he's just like, whew, the punches are going by. And then I land the other one, and he drops, and I'm just like, okay, it's time to get on him and finish him here.
Did you recognize that something was wrong with his jaw? Boom, there it is.
No. I watched the fight over, and my coach and my corner told me that his jaw was broken. I didn't even hear them.
Boom, that second right hand.
I didn't even hear them.
Were you surprised the way they stopped the fight?
No, but you know, and this is what I'm saying is
I gotta say, I was a little surprised when I looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it like that, and it's like, oh man, he got up right away. You know, like it might have been an early stoppage, but then if you watch the last like that 30-second before that, you see the shots that he was taking. Like I hit him with that right hand, boom, he stumbled back, almost fell down. Then
I was wondering if they knew that his jaw was broken.
I mean, that's between the referee. The referee might know, but I personally didn't. But if you see him take shots like that, you just got dropped twice, right. And now you're holding on to a leg, and now this is just an earmuff. You're trying to protect yourself, and I have no signs of stopping. That's the referee's job to get in there and stop you. And I know some guys are like, oh, well, they should have let him go. It's a title fight. You should have let him get knocked out completely or this and that, but it's the referee's not doing his job of protecting you if that happens.
It's interesting that you said every fight takes a little bit out of you.
Yes.
And I think that's important for people to hear because, we've all seen fighters. And, like we go to boxing. The perfect example is Meldrick Taylor when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez. Did you ever see that fight?
No.
Tremendous fight. Meldrick Taylor was winning the fight, but Chavez just kept the pressure on him, was beating his body, kept the pressure on him. And then finally with literally, I think the fight was stopped with 4 seconds to go.
Wow.
Yeah, Richard Steele waved it off, and Meldrick Taylor stood up, and he talked to him, but you could tell Meldrick Taylor was out of it, and they stopped the fight. Meldrick Taylor was never the same again. He was never the same again. Terry Norris starched him after that. He started slurring his words. It was real bad. It was like that one fight took everything out of him.
Yeah, there's something people don't really see. Everyone's attracted to violence. Everybody wants to see the violence. They want to see you get hit. They want to see you hit someone. They want to see the blood. But people don't see what this takes away from your spirit. Each fight, win or lose, it takes something from you. Like only myself and Colby Covington are going to know what that fight did to us. Now, could I do it? I can do it again next week. I have no problem doing it again. But each and every fight takes something away from you.
But is it balanced out? More so, for sure, if you take a beating, right? But is it balanced out by hard training and recuperation to where you can maintain the exact same level? Or is every fight you're slightly less good than you were before, but you're so much better that you still have enough leeway?
That as far as the preparation and the training and all of that stuff, yeah, that accounts to it. Yeah, it takes away from you. But I'm saying the act of actually fighting the fight from your spirit, from your energy, that takes away from you. Because
so you mean your ability to get up for it?
Your ability to fight another man. Your ability to that bravado to fight another person, that spirit, that killer spirit, it takes away from you. And it could add to it. It changes that spirit in some shape, form, or fashion. It absolutely does. There's this video a while back. I forget the fighter. He was a wrestler turned fighter. And he's bleach blonde hair. I forget his name, but I think the video was called Unfaded Glory. I think USA Wrestling put it together. And it had all these wrestlers on it, Brandon Slay, Travell DeLognev, who was my teammate. A lot of different, was on that video. And I watched that while I was training for the 2012 Olympics, trying to make the team. And that video stays with me. It changed my mentality of how to think because it really put things in perspective. Because you go out there and you battle this hard match and you lose to this guy. Joe, I've won hundreds of wrestling matches. I can't remember hardly any of them. The ones that I've lost, though, I remember most of them. Why is that? Because each one took something away from my spirit. Somehow. I remember they took something away from me. I can tell you really, the fights that I won, the MMA fights, I don't really care that much about. I win and I move on. But the one that I lost, oh yeah. I know exactly why. I knew what happened. I knew what happened in that fight.